I had two very close friends, very like, told them everything. Okay. One had passed away in 2011 with cancer.
Oh,
And the one friend that I did have is now engaged to my ex-husband.
whoa! No! Baby, we need a neck brace. You can't be snatching the car to the left like this, Colleen. Wait.
And that's why it impacted me so much, I think, because I didn't grow up in a broken home. And to me, raising my children in a broken home was not okay with me. And through it all, I think that's where I tried to hold on so long.
Yeah.
Ultimately, in the end, learning I did so much damage in the end. I honestly now, I think that's why I went through what I went through. I want to be that voice that needs to be heard. I'm to the point to where I know if my voice is heard, I can help so many. I can help so many men or women that are in this situation.
Yes.
To listen and hear and run.
What's up, my people? It's your favorite light M Boogie in this thing. Welcome to another amazing episode of the Can't Be Broken podcast, where we are shining light on the darkness that is domestic violence and abuse. If you've never been here before, welcome to the show. We got 3 simple goals: to educate, empower, and encourage. We are here to educate anyone who has never been in an abusive relationship or experienced or witnessed abusive relationships, so that you understand they come in all shapes, colors, sizes, and buffoonery, if you know what I mean. But you're going to find out. We are here to empower all of our survivors to stand up and share your story without shame, fear, guilt, or judgment, because you are strong, you are powerful, and your voice deserves to be heard. And to anyone who is currently suffering in silence, listen, you are not alone. You are not crazy. Abuse is not normal. Your feelings are valid. And despite how it may look and feel in this very moment, there is always a way out, and we encourage you to safely seek support. Now, y'all know we got to go ahead and hop up in this thing, because we going to do what? Rise above these insecurities, release the burdens of shame and guilt, and revive our God-given power, purpose, and passion the confidence way, because we about to light it up. All right, y'all know what it is. Another amazing episode with another amazing, phenomenal, powerful, I'm going to call you a warrior, a survivor that just doesn't, it just, listen, I don't know why I'm feeling this. I do know why I'm feeling this, but I need y'all to know this. Please keep your hands, arms, legs inside the vehicle at all times, because I know for sure this is going to be a bumpy ride, and you just might need your helmet, shoulder, elbows, knee pads, and face guard. I'm not saying you do, but just have them on the side just in case. Please welcome to the show the last guest of the year. Come on, finish strong. The beautiful, magnificent, amazing light. But you guys are going to know her as Colleen. Welcome. Pew, 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 pew. Oh my gosh, Colleen, sis. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And
I am too.
I want to say thank you. Thank you
I want
in
to say
advance.
thank you.
This is gonna, I know it's gonna touch somebody. Somebody needs it. I feel it. I feel it. And for us, wow, for this to be the last episode of the year, the last episode of season 1, I am honored and privileged to share it with you. So we're gonna go ahead and get up in here. So if y'all need to grab y'all tissue boxes, if you need to press pause at some point, listen, we understand, because I just feel, I feel like I need to, I might need to have mine on standby. But all seriousness, I've been saying, I didn't grow up around abuse. I didn't see it. I'm sure there is some in the family somewhere. I never witnessed it to my knowledge. Was that anything that you experienced growing up, or was abuse something that happened to you later in life?
No, ma'am. I never, and that's why it impacted me so much, I think, because I didn't grow up in a broken home. And to me, raising my children in a broken home was not okay with me.
Mm.
And through it all, I think that's where I tried to hold on so long.
Yeah.
Ultimately, in the end, learning I did so much damage in the end because I tried to raise my kids the way I was raised. I wasn't raised in a broken home, and there wasn't abuse as far as I know. And it was all love, happiness, and joy. It was all family. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to raise my kids that way. And it breaks my heart.
I understand because I've been there and am there. I have two 4-year-olds and a 5-year-old, and I left their father when they were 2, 1, and 1. And I, my mindset for not leaving sooner was your mindset. I grew up in a two-parent household, and I was thinking, you guys need, I want y'all in a two-parent household. I don't want this back and forth. I don't want all these other things. But you can't see the forest for the trees sometimes.
No,
And not understanding in the moment that the decision to stay for the kids is actually worse for the kids.
amen. Amen.
Just because I saw a post actually earlier today from a previous guest of mine, and he wasn't in an abusive relationship, but he lost his sister to domestic violence. And because he lost his sister to domestic violence, he became an advocate for women who are in abusive relationships. He went and got certifications. He's a certified counselor, all of these things. And he was saying that a a a person who is a man who is abusive, or male, I don't call them men, I call them males. A male who is abusive cannot be a good father. And when we're in the situation, we bypass the fact that even though most of the abuse is coming to us, he's becoming the example of what they're seeing. And his
Exactly.
daughters are seeing what they think a man is supposed to be, and the son is seeing what he thinks a man is supposed to be. And all that is going to do is continue the cycle
Amen.
and damage them along the way.
And that it has. That it has. Unfortunately. When you think you're saving the kids, ultimately the kids are the ones paying the price. It's not you that suffered the damage, it's them. Yes, you suffered the physical damage, but they suffered the emotional more than what we ever thought we were going through.
That part. Because we have no idea how traumatizing it is for a child who loves their mother to see their father mistreat, beat, abuse, and witness that and then stay.
You know, right now, and I'm just going to share this, I've been very blessed. I have 4 children. Um, my older children don't speak to me because I stayed with their dad for so
Wow.
many years, and I continued to go back. I was selfish, and
Why
I
did you go
didn't,
back?
the brokenness, I didn't know how to survive on my own. I didn't. That was my thought. How do I raise my kids in a broken home? I wasn't raised in a broken home. That was always my question. I wasn't raised in a broken home. How do I raise my kids in a broken home? And if I would have had the help, would it have been that way? No, it wouldn't have. But I had nobody. I don't have living parents.
Mm.
I had me and my children. How do you function on your own?
That's a serious question. A lot of women find themselves so wrapped up in the relationship and so wrapped up in trying to please the person that they're with not from a place of love anymore, but really from a place of I'm just trying to survive this and find out what I need to change about myself to make you happy so that all of this can be better.
Exactly. Exactly. And it progressed. It progressed. It just and and like I had stated to you, I sent you within stages. I was working 2 and 3 jobs. He had 21 known affairs that I knew of. Why? What wasn't I doing?
Mm-hmm.
What more do I need to do? And then it became the whole, I didn't know what it was until I left as far as the narcissistic side. But then it became the whole difference in the sexual desires, the sexual living, the sexual, if you can do this, I want you to do this. And then it progressed into the whole BDSM lifestyle. And I thought maybe that would help. And it just progressively started getting worse and worse. And that's where the abuse overcame everything.
So before we get into that, take us back to the beginning. So you grew up in a loving two-parent household, school, everything. Is
Yes.
this person that we're talking about now, is he the first person that you were ever in a relationship with?
That's where I think a lot of it made the difference because when I met him, and here's the crazy thing. Everybody would probably say, "What were you thinking?" But I had already had a failed marriage. I didn't marry until I was 21 years old.
Okay.
I was married for 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
He cheated on me and left.
Mm.
And I was alone. I had moved out of state. I was born and raised in California. I had moved to Washington State at the time. We divorced because he had the affair, and I felt like I failed.
Mm-hmm.
I had already had a daughter, and here I was. What do I do? So I ran home,
Okay.
what every child would do.
Right.
And as soon as I got there, um, ironically, stuff happened health-wise with my mom. And she went in for a hysterectomy, came out paralyzed. And at that point, everybody was in a chaotic mess. And I was lonely. Back then, that's when they had the Yahoo chat
Messenger.
lines.
Yeah.
And, I was cruising and I was like, oh, so I happened to find this guy. And ironically, in a single parent's chat room,
Mm.
we knew each other for 3 weeks and we got married.
Wow. Okay, wait. Before we fast forward through this, because this is no judgment at all. And anyone who has been in any kind of relationship, I think can relate to how euphoric it is in the very beginning because everything just seems to, in a lot of situations, everything just seems to mesh like pieces. All of the puzzle pieces are fitting together. You get along with each other. You have the same interests. You're being treated nicely. You're treating them nicely. The representative of both of us are out there playing each other.
I
And
never, I honestly, I was like, wow, I've never felt like this. Such a true Southerner. Oh my gosh, he's saying and doing everything that I need to hear and wanted to hear. And oh, yeah, baby, I love you. Oh, I'll come be with you.
they call that love bombing these days.
Yes, yes. Back then, we thought it was, oh, heart taken.
Hmm.
He took my heart. He had it all. He was it.
And I'm realizing And I'm not saying that there aren't men out here like this who are emotionally. I'm a lover girl, and there are some men out there who are lover boys in a sense, from a healthy standpoint. Like I just love love. I love the idea. I want to be in love. I want a companion. I want somebody. I want a partner. And I think that a lot of women, it is conditioned in us. I mean, through the movies, through the TV shows, like growing up, even with Disney movies, everything is about finding your Prince Charming and all of these things, as opposed to discovering yourself and your
Before.
value and then letting someone see if they can live up to it. And so because we're out here in this fantasy, which I still believe that I have, a fantasy life as far as love is concerned. There's somebody out here who's going to treat me the way I deserve to be treated and want to be treated and the way God wants me to be treated. But to hear somebody express their emotions in that way, to be able to be the first person to say, I love you, wow, you're amazing, to dote on you over and over and over again, it's just like what you said. You don't get that very often because guys are stupid. Let's get it. Let's be real. I had a conversation with a coworker today, like boys are stupid and they're still stupid in their 20s. And it's just, they make dumb decisions. We make dumb decisions. But the affection and the tenderness, because boys are raised to be so hard and so brittle and so tough and not show emotions. When you do come across somebody who appears to be honestly comfortable sharing that side, it's just like, wow, you're giving me a
Yes.
space to be
Yes.
soft. You're giving me a
Yes.
space to melt, to feel protected and all of these things. And so it's not uncommon or far-fetched for you to be like 3 weeks, because again, there have been so many successful marriages that have gone on for years and years, and they met in 3 weeks and they've only had, the typical relationship challenges, but nothing outrageous like abuse. But they survived, like they just felt this connection, and who doesn't want to feel that connection?
Exactly.
So there's no judgment in, we were only together for 3 weeks. You were in a vulnerable state. You went from being dismissed and basically saying you're not enough, because that's how women interpret an affair. A guy will say it didn't mean anything. Well, it meant something or you wouldn't have done it, right? But a woman interprets that as, apparently she has something that I'm not giving you,
Exactly.
which
Exactly.
then we take it upon ourselves and make ourselves believe that we're not worthy or we're lacking something. And so then when you move back and you go home and now you're in another traumatic experience with your mom, you're like wide open, emotionally vulnerable at this state.
Yep.
And then here comes this glowing light in a chat room. God dog it. And y'all weren't even sending pictures back then. So it's like this guy really likes me for my character, for like he's not, girl. Anyways.
And that's how it truly was. It was dream world. It
Hmm.
truly was. And it back then in such a vulnerable state, and that's where you just allow things to happen that shouldn't have.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where growing strength now, you know better.
Right.
You know better. And it's just I I had to live and learn.
So
Live
I'm
and learn.
curious. You met in a single parent's chat room. Was he actually a single parent at the time? Okay. You met in a single parent's chat room. 3 weeks. Had y'all gone on any dates in that 3 weeks? Had y'all met up, or was it,
He had actually came to California
where was he?
and Texas,
He was in Texas
and he came out to California. Yes.
within that 3 weeks.
Yes.
How did that go when he got there?
It was wow. It was that wow. Are you really
Hmm.
true? Is my Prince Charming? Are you really truly my Prince Charming?
Yep.
And he had it all laid out. Hey, I'm gonna finish going to truck driving school. I'll finish school out here. I'll get my job. He got his job. It was when I'll take care of you. We'll do
Mhm.
this and we'll do that, and you'll be okay. I'll take care of you, I promise.
Pause. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be a good one. Listen, Colleen, let me tell you something. Cause Harpo over here, when I met him, it was the same thing. It was he wasn't stable, right? He didn't have a stable job, but he had goals and dreams and aspirations. I'm going to start this business. We can work together. XYZ. You're never going to have to work a day in your life and blah 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 blah. And that's all fine and good, but I just want to say, and I don't know this to be true, just from my experience, and it sounds like yours, as a red flag or a warning to anyone who is there or might end up there in the future. If a man approaches you and says, I'm going to provide for you, I'm going to take care of you, you're not going to want for anything. I'm not saying that it can't happen, but if he doesn't already have the means to provide,
I was just gonna say, I was just gonna say, you've got to watch out, but I've got to do this first. But this has to happen first.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
but wait.
yeah,
That, oh, but
yeah,
wait.
yes. It's coming though. You just hold on in there.
Oh,
And
but
then
wait.
that's
It's
where
on its way.
we get hoodwinked really because I mean we're natural nurturers. We're
Hmm.
natural, I believe we're natural cheerleaders. Like we were the help me. We're the person that's gonna, especially in a world where society doesn't always allow men the space to be emotional and to share how they really feeling. You can do this. I'm your cheerleader. I got you.
Yep.
And if I
Yep.
walk away, I don't want to be another person in your life that abandoned you or walked away. Like,
Exactly.
listen, that is not your responsibility. If they don't have it together when y'all meet, understand your expectations to be he ain't got it together. And so I don't have any, I have no loyalty or no obligation to be loyal to someone who doesn't have it all together and who I don't even know really. Like we're still getting to know each other 6 months, 8 months, a year, 2 years. And I'm not saying you have to date that long, but we gotta be, we have to respect our value
And not get wrapped up in the moment of time, the
and not,
moment at that time.
girl, talk that talk because you think that it's got to be done now. And now here you are. Listen, I could go on because we do. Like, I'm not married yet. I'm not married yet. I want to be married. In reality, a lot of young marriages go through a lot of turmoil because everybody's still growing. They don't even know who they are yet.
And that's true. And that's where a lot of the destruction starts and ends, truly and honestly, because a lot of these women that were in my shoes are trying to fill that void
Mm-hmm.
of something that's there that they just can't understand needs to be filled
Yeah.
with what? And until they can heal themselves and figure out themselves,
Mm-hmm.
no man's going to do it for you.
How and can't,
No,
even if they
they
wanted
won't.
to.
You've got to be you before you can be you for anybody else.
Yes.
And that's, but going through the struggles, it's so hard to stop. And you always have that, but I'm doing, but I am, but wait, but yes, but wait, no, I can do this. No, this is me. This is what I want. No, sweetheart, no,
It's not.
no. And
Find yourself first and let someone live up to you.
mhm. And you can't continue to live up to anybody else until you can reflect and live within you. You,
Man.
yes. And this is where my reality is. I can't sit and complain about what I went through because I put myself through it.
This is what needs to be said. This is real talk because I think there are a lot of women or anyone, men and women who have been in abusive relationships And they, because they haven't healed or they haven't done the self-evaluation, it's all about blaming the abuser. Which, yes, the abuser has things that they are responsible and accountable for, but so do we.
You wouldn't, oh, and this is what my whole reflection is, okay? Because I had to do a whole lot of digging. I'm still not where I want to be. And it's not because I'm not me. I did a lot of damage to a lot of young hearts. And I couldn't understand for the longest time. You always ask that question, why?
Mhm.
Why? I can't call him an abuser, my abuser, because I put myself at his mercy.
Mm.
I can't blame anybody else but myself.
We have to take accountability for our choices and our repeated choices over and over and over again to not walk away. Even before the abuse started, you knew to walk away. And we didn't.
Exactly.
We didn't. Um, One thing I like I hear a lot and I often see a lot in the groups and everything is like my narcissist, my abuser. For me, I always just say like I distance myself from him because I don't claim him as a part of me anymore, you know? And I just want to share that because there are people who are listening who are still using that language, you know?
And I'm going to start with this. Okay? There, for the longest while, I was away from him, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And it was to the point where we were living separate lives.
Mm-hmm.
He refused to give me the divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And everybody knows why. One refuses to give a divorce, especially a narcissist.
Pure control.
That's one way to hold on to you.
Yep.
And so, and it gave him a reason to make me have to communicate with him.
Yep.
And because we share children, guess what? That was another reason he had to keep me to have to communicate with him.
Yes.
And it's still continuing with him today.
It's always a game.
It is. And it's again, and it's just, and it's going to get worse before it's going to get better.
Yeah. If it, yeah, it does get better. Once you're out, it does get better, but it is
But you
going to get
have,
worse.
but you have to cut that. You can't continue to say, but.
Mm-hmm.
No buts. It's just you pick up your big girl panties and keep walking the walk and keep going. You have to, or your pants, and keep walking.
Yeah.
Because you can't keep giving him the reason to keep controlling you.
Yes.
You
And the
have to
permission.
take you have to take control of you
Right.
before you can let go of him.
So y'all meet. He moves to California. He sells you the big dream. I'm coming out here. I'm going to get this job. I'm going to take care of you, baby. You're like, wow, I love this. You have, how old was his kid at the time? Because at this time, you're 23 now, right? With a 1 or 2 year old.
Yes,
Okay. How old is
yes.
he at that time?
Shoot, you're making me think. He's 2 years younger than me. So,
Really?
yeah.
So he's like 21.
hmm
How old was his kid?
His kid, he had him when he was 16.
Okay.
So,
About 5.
five,
Boy or girl?
boy.
Did he ever tell you what happened between him and the mother of his child?
You know, you get the two different stories. Now, and I'm gonna tell you something else because by this time he had already had two kids.
So he's a single parent of 2 now. He has a 5-year-old son with one person.
and then a son by another young
How old
woman.
is the other son?
His son was 2.
So a little bit older than your daughter, a couple of months.
Hmm.
So he has two kids. How did you feel about that, or did you even acknowledge that as, be careful here, did you even acknowledge that when he moved out there, he moved out there with neither one of his kids, right?
He had neither. Here's the thing, though. When we met, I knew about one,
3 weeks in, you know about the 5-year-old,
the
but he had a
oldest.
2-year-old that he didn't tell you about.
No.
So he moves out there. His kid stays in Texas,
Yes, with his mother, yes.
mother. He moves out there. I'm gonna get this job and do all the things. Does he even tell you whether or not he's taking care of his kids financially? Does he support? Does he do any of those things? Does he talk to them ever so
I
often?
know at that point it started raising a little bit of red flag because he was going through his training and he was doing so he was an OTR, he was training and everything, driving truck.
Hmm.
And then it started kind of, oh, okay. Well, I knew his mom had a lot to do with his son.
Hmm.
And so I thought, oh, okay, so I get it. I can understand. He's the dad. His mom knows and takes good care of his son. Now he lived with the mother at then, and I thought, okay, well, not too much to be too worried about. Yeah, she's got custody. He's doing his thing, and really not too concerning at the time.
Yeah.
But
So you're living with your parents at the time. He moves out there. Y'all go to the courthouse and get married.
we ran to Reno, yes.
Get married. Then what happens? Does he move in with you and your parents, or do y'all get a place and he's got a job now?
He goes to on the job he goes to training to get his CDL, and I stay
Okay.
with my parents, and yes, we're married, and then ultimately we all end up moving to Washington because of my mom's dealings, and it was just better that she was up there with better doctors and more of the family up there, and with her because she had become a paraplegic. It just was better that way. So,
So he gets his CDL in California
mhm.
and he can drive anywhere. So you, your daughter, your new husband, and your parents move to Washington. And y'all are living together in Washington.
Yes.
Okay. How is that? Like, how long of a good thing was a good thing until it wasn't?
Well, and by this time, him and I had gotten pregnant with our first child.
Okay.
She was born in 2000.
Did you know about the 2-year-old
Not
before
then,
you
no.
were pregnant?
No, no. It wasn't until um I started getting messages or seeing messages and things started becoming a little odd. And of course, now that he has a job, child support. And so it's one of those kind of put two and two together,
Hmm.
and then the truth comes out.
So you're pregnant with y'all's first kid.
Mhm. And she was born in 2000.
So how long were y'all together before y'all get pregnant?
A year,
Okay.
yeah. By the end of that year, yes, yes.
Okay. So now your daughter's about to turn 2 and his other son's 6 when you have, or somewhere along those lines, when you guys have y'all's first child together.
Yes.
and you still don't know about the other kid, but because he's working now, the checks aren't what they're supposed to be. And you're like, wait, now hold on now. I understand the when the child support, aren't you just paying for one child type conversation? How does that conversation even go? Or were you even comfortable enough having that conversation?
It wasn't so much we had to even have a conversation. It was just one of those, oops, the mouse is out, the cat's out of the bag.
How did you feel about that?
How would you feel? I think that's when the one of those starts questioning everything now. Not out outwardly, but that's when I should have that should have been my first red flag. Why would anybody hide their children? Why would anybody not say anything about the little things? So they think. Because we know as women, that's the first thing we talk about. I got kids, back up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
men don't. Men don't. And that's what really, and I think a lot of it back then too, knowing now later, he didn't have a whole lot to do with that son.
Mm,
He didn't really have much to do at all with him. Barely knew him.
yeah.
And then again, that was one of my other things I should have stopped and flagged too. Okay, first, here he is, 16, pregnant with a child, or has a child, has two children by the age 21.
Hmm.
Hello, somebody, listen. I should have, slapped my forehead and called me silly, I
Yeah.
guess. But then again, me, I wear my heart on my sleeve. And that's the way I always been. And now I know, yeah, I wear my heart on my sleeve now, but I wear it with a shield.
Yeah.
I do. I have to, unfortunately. And it just being so young and so naive, I think was one of my biggest mistakes.
Hmm.
And the me being so adamant, again, I wasn't the perfect one. I was very um I had to have things my way.
Hmm.
I was very, no, I don't like it like this. It's got to be like that. I didn't
You
want to
think you got
budge.
that from your mom?
Very much so. Very much so.
And nothing against your mother. I just am more aware of things now. I mean, aren't we all when we get older? And it's interesting to see how, especially when you grow up in, well, I guess it doesn't matter if it's two-parent household or not, whoever you grow up around that you trust and love, you begin to adopt their habits, whether good or bad.
I was a daddy's little girl, very
Mm.
much so.
Hmm.
Very much so. And I would always tell myself, oh, I'm not going to be like my mama. Oh, I'm not going to be like mama. Guess what?
Yep.
I'm a spitting image of my mama.
Yep.
I know that now. I refused to see it back then.
Yes.
I didn't want to open up. I wanted my things that my way or the highway. That
Yep.
was my attitude. And look where it got me. It's those unfortunate, I guess it's not so much the roadblocks you don't want to pass or
Hmm.
cross or the curtains you don't want to open to peek through.
Yeah.
It's no, I'm not going to try that. And nope, I'm not doing that. You don't like it my way, see ya. But guess what? I didn't do that when he was telling me that.
Mm.
I was at his every beck and call. That's
Were you excited when got pregnant before you found out about the other kid? Were you kind of excited to have another baby, or were you nervous and not ready because of
I
everything?
was, it was one of those, now I can have my family.
Mm,
We're not a broken home. We have our
because
family.
little do
And
we know.
again, that's what my desire was all these years.
Yeah,
I just want a family. My
girl.
first marriage destroyed me. Now, I allowed my first marriage to destroy me.
Yeah.
I should have taken it as a learning lesson,
Hmm.
and things would have been different if I would have looked at life a whole different way.
That's why we having these conversations, because we go through experiences and we go through them really alone because of the shame, the guilt, the embarrassment that we don't really want to talk to anybody about it or get advice about it or trust anybody because you haven't been here. You don't know what it's like. Well, we don't know that they actually do because we're not having the conversations. But if we
This
can learn,
this is the first time I've actually dove deep, other than my
mm,
counselor. I've never publicly spoke about it. And I'm to the point to where I know if my voice is heard, I can help so many.
mm, mm,
I can help so many men or women that are in this situation
yes.
to listen and hear and run, heal, grow, believe,
Hmm.
have faith within, believe of yourself within. And that's why I honestly now, I think that's why I went through what I went through.
Mm.
I want to be that voice that needs to be heard.
I love how God can turn our pain into purpose.
You see where
Yeah.
that's he's my given strength every day.
Yes,
And
for sure.
but even back then, but I go to church. I went to church.
Hmm.
My kids will tell you. I we were raised I was raised, you know, in a very fair, good environment. And my
Hmm.
kids will tell you, my mama was a church going lady.
Yeah.
You would never know she was going through what she was going through.
Did he go to church with you?
Oh no.
I didn't think so.
Oh no. You won't catch me dead in no church, even if my funeral I ain't going to no church.
Wow.
Hello, lady. What aren't you seeing about this fella?
The blinders are on. It's just the it's it's crazy. And I don't know why a lot of people don't go to church, but sometimes in situations like this, like just hearing you say that and the energy that I feel, it's almost like the spirit that's in him is keeping him out of church.
He was
Because
raised Jehovah's Witness.
hmm.
So, and there was a one reel I was reading, and I read again. I don't speak out much about this, and this has been my desire, honest to gosh.
Mm,
But how many friends do you have?
well,
How many friends did I have?
you didn't have any.
Too many knocking at my door. How many friends did he have?
None. Girl, I just talked about this. You gonna make me scream. I just You're gonna make me scream. Me and another, who is that? Natalie, Angela. Me and Angela were just talking about this like 4 episodes ago. That's a sign. They don't Harper over here, no friends. Don't date people who don't have friends. There's a reason they don't have friends.
And, and this is the ironic, and I'm sure we're going to cover it again later. He would gripe at me.
Hmm.
Get off that phone. You're spending too much time with your friends.
Yep.
And, through all of this, because it really, our started, it started really starting to get real about 2005.
So y'all were together for 6 years now?
And that's by that time we were in Amarillo. And, I had two very close friends, very like, told them everything. Okay. One had passed away in 2011 with cancer.
Oh.
And the one friend that I did have is now engaged to my ex-husband.
Whoa! No! Baby, we need a neck brace. You can't be snatching the car to the left like this, Kylie. Wait. I can't touch on that yet. I can't touch on that yet because I have to know the first 5 to 6 years. How were they?
That's when I will tell you, we moved to Amarillo and he started cattle hauling.
Mm-hmm.
Thought it was great. The kids, we had by this time my daughter and our two children because we had our son in 2002. And in '08, he's hauling cattle.
Mm-hmm.
Mama comes to live with us because daddy had passed away
Mm-hmm.
and she had nobody to take care of us. So here I'm tending to mama and the kids, and guess who's off doing their thing?
Was it ever
Oh,
a good relationship? I guess I should put it like this. Did you ever feel what you thought was love those first 3 weeks? Did you ever feel that after y'all moved in together?
I've never, it just went so, seemed like it spiraled.
Mm-hmm.
I never, I don't, now I've never stopped to think, did I ever feel like that again? Because I don't think I ever did after that. I don't think there was ever any more magical moments. I truly don't. Yeah, he tried to, oh, let's go to this concert, or hey, let's have a honey date. And oh, but guess what we're doing afterwards? I don't think, I honestly, truly don't think there was ever that happy, that complete. I feel complete. I feel
Mm-hmm.
happy. I feel loved. I have that undescribable feeling. I don't think I ever had that. No. I let that moment whirl me away
Yeah.
into my life hurricane. And and that's when the affairs steadily continued. And it was, I look back now, through all the years that, yes, quote unquote, oh, we were married for 25 years. Um, so be it. Honestly, truly, I don't think we were together for even a complete 10. He'd go off and leave me with the kids, wouldn't pay child support. I was taking care of the kids, and it just, what do you do?
When you say go off and leave, like what do you mean? He just up and one day not come back home for a couple of months and then he would come back home and be like nothing happened?
It was, that's when looking back now, I think that's when he started his adventures with the BDSM lifestyle.
So for those who don't know what that is, what is BDSM?
Bondage, sadism, and masochism. It's a type of sexual desire in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can't even say it's sexual. It's bondage, yeah. And it's dominating with, say, whips, chains, you name it. They have fun with you. And you're bonded, tied up in one way or another. And that's where you think that it got sick. It got sick. Um, Thinking, okay, maybe this will help please him so he'll quit leaving. We separated, I don't know how many times.
All because his infidelity.
Yes, yes. And again, now I know, then I didn't. It was like I was blinded to so much because I didn't want to see.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to believe. I was naive to a lot of it. I truly was. And I stop and think, what on God's green earth was I thinking? And I look back and, I'm just not trying to. There's one where this is what I keep, this is one of the visions I keep thinking that helps keep me going. And I think this is why it was one of those nights that I was bonded. And I was bonded by my wrists and my ankles, shaped as an X, like this. And he had a black whip, steadily just whacking me with it over and over and over. And he wasn't happy until I was red, unless I was red. If it didn't leave a bruise, if it didn't leave a mark, it didn't turn him on. What was I thinking? That's not love. I thought I was pleasing him then. I was pleasing him while I was destroying me. I didn't realize how sick he was. But I allowed him to destroy me with his evilness. And that night helped start when you relive that over and over and over. you tend to think, what was I thinking? And the more you live it, the stronger you become. You're weak in the moment, but when you live with evilness so long, there comes a time, like I said, you pull your pants up and say, enough's enough. I didn't have nobody but the Lord above. So that night that I was sitting like an ex, I thought, he did it, I can do it.
Mm.
He did it, I can do it. And from that night, it just, yeah, it got worse. But at that point, I knew I needed to do something. How I was going to get there, or when I was going to get there, I needed to do something. And at that point, yeah, I began to lose myself in the bottom of a can. I then not only allowed him to start destroying me, I destroyed myself as well. That moment you're lost. Where do I go? What do I do? Had nobody. I had lost my mom that year. So it was just, I was a mess. I was a mess. So that's why I just became numb through it all. And that's when I should have turned around and walked away. I just allowed myself to fall deeper. I had pretty much had given up. Kind of like I said, I just kind of did one of those. And that's when we had separated. And I thought, okay, I can do this. I started venturing out. I thought, okay, started going to school. For the longest time, I wanted to become a juvenile attorney. And I thought, okay, I can start with my kids going, still raising my kids. I'll start going to a public or a junior college. So I started going to SPC, South Plains College. And I had met this man. And I thought, oh, kind of took it easy at first. He was a corrections officer. And I thought, okay, I know I'm safe.
Mm.
And at that point, my first husband was a corrections officer. And my second husband, I guess I look at it now, I couldn't tell the difference. I couldn't make up my mind if I wanted good or evil.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted a criminal or those that defend criminals. Um, I had met a gentleman and my kids adored him. He worked at the prison in Amarillo. I felt protected. And that was in 2009. End of 2008, beginning of 2009. I lost my mom in the March of '09. Very last thing I was ever able to tell my mama. Yeah, I lost her December of '09. March 2nd of '09, sorry. This happened, I found out in December of 2008. Very last thing I was ever able to tell my mama that I was pregnant.
With your second husband's child, with the corrections officer.
Because we had separated. And I was ecstatic that okay, I'm getting away. I'm going to college, my life's changing. I can do this. I can do this. And like I said, I lost very last thing I was ever able to tell my mom December 2nd of '08 was that I was pregnant. And all she could do, she couldn't even talk. All she could do was grip my hand and click her tongue. I'm so happy for you, baby. I'm so happy for you. At the end of September of '09, I had my daughter. And at that point, my life changed forever, not just by my daughter. He started coming around again, giving me hassle. Um, he was very prejudiced and very upset that I was with a corrections officer, a black corrections officer at that. That sparked his fire.
All the infidelity, all the women. Now something bothers you.
And at that point, I thought, oh gosh, oh gosh. And of course, now I want to see my kids. I want to see my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Then he starts with,
Wait, how old are they at the time? At this time, we're in 2009. How old are your daughter's 9?
and my son's 7.
Okay. So all this time, he hasn't really been an attentive father. You've been basically a single mother wife.
Yes, off and on. It was pretty much at his leisure.
Right. It's
Oh, I want to be
convenience.
dad. Oh, let's play house.
How are the kids responding to him coming and going like that? Because I imagine at that age, they might not necessarily understand what's happening. So were they still seeing dad and being excited when he did decide to come back around, or were they kind of starting to distance themselves from him?
You know, I tried to protect them the best I could.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to do everything I could for the kids
Mm-hmm.
so they didn't see it. Looking back, I thought it was me, just me, that he was abusing physically and that the kids didn't see it. So what the kids didn't see and didn't know wasn't hurting.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my mistake that I'm paying for now.
He was abusing y'all's kids.
Not physically, no. But again, what they weren't seeing, what I thought they weren't seeing.
They were seeing.
The physical marks go away. The emotional scars never do.
Mm.
And it just got worse in '09. Going into 2010.
So when were you and the corrections officer, were y'all, besides having the baby, were y'all considering having an actual relationship?
We were in a relationship. We were, um, we were planning, we were starting to go forward. My older kids loved him. They adored him. And my oldest daughter, just last year, shared something with me I never knew. My kids were angry that I went back to their dad and left Lance, the corrections officer.
Why did you go back?
That was always my question. Why? I didn't know it then, but I know it now. I That's what my kids ask me now. Mama, why did you keep going back? My daughter from my first marriage, she's the one that pointed out, Mama, we love Lance. Lance was so amazing to you, but no, you had to keep going back. I I wish I knew the answer. Back then it was no, I want to please you. And it was my sheer, you can't please anybody until you please yourself. You really can't.
Do you think you were trying to prove to yourself that you would be good enough to him?
I think so now. I Because that was always, no, mofo, I'm gonna be good for you.
Dang it.
And one day I'll make you happy. And yeah, I would tell myself that one day I'll make you happy.
So
And
nothing was wrong with the corrections officer. He treated you, respected your children.
phenomenal, phenomenal. And here's where it went wrong because I had gone in for a gastric bypass. My ex-husband was, so you say, a chubby chaser. And I thought maybe that's why. The two baby mamas, yeah. Oh, he got away with anything and everything because it was they were vulnerable because of the state they were in. And I look back and I think maybe that's where he thought I was vulnerable because of the state I was in. The day of my gastric bypass, I weighed 292.2 pounds. Who's gonna love me with all that?
Hmm. The corrections officer did.
My ex-husband had, well, I was 292.2 pounds when I went in for my surgery. I was in a size 20. I kid you not. And this is where I think where I felt phenomenal finally again. I got down to a size 4. From a size 20 to a size 4 in a matter of weeks.
Wow.
Weeks. And that's where my then husband left me.
So when you went in for the gastric, were you and the corrections officer, y'all were no longer together?
We weren't together yet. We hadn't gotten together yet. That's what split us up.
The gastric split you and your ex-husband up. He left. Then you meet the corrections officer. You get pregnant. Y'all have the baby in September of 2009. Your daughter. Then all of a sudden the ex-husband comes back. Now he needs more attention and time and control in some other area because he sees somebody else is loving you,
And I'm
and that's
a different
bothering him.
person. I'm a complete different person. I'm a new me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can please him now.
So you just walk away. You just walk away from the other relationship. Did he ask you, why are you leaving? Why won't you stay? Is there anything else I can do? Like, how was he feeling?
He was numb because he himself, when we had met, he had just gotten out of a 13-year relationship.
Hmm.
And so I broke his heart. I broke his heart. And then had to turn around and tell him I was pregnant with his child.
Oh my gosh, he didn't know. You didn't know when you walked away that you were pregnant. So now you're in September. You're not with her father anymore. He shows up to support during the delivery and everything. Is he there?
My
Yeah.
ex-husband is my then husband.
Is he trying to be involved at all in his daughter's life at that point?
He didn't know.
So you didn't tell him until after you gave birth.
I didn't know it was his. My vulnerability put me in that situation. It put me in every bit of situation that I had been in like that.
So do y'all do a DNA test?
Didn't
Or
have
did
to.
she come out melanated?
We didn't have to.
How take us to that moment in time. Your your then husband is in there thinking that you're about to give birth to y'all's another daughter.
Well, see, I have to have C-sections.
Okay.
So we lucked out that way. And it wasn't until I will say before and because I was legally married in the state of Texas, my ex-husband's name is on her birth certificate. But there has been DNA test done. So
Are you not able to change the name on her birth certificate?
with what's going on right now, no. We'll get into that later.
So
It,
you're in the hospital. They pull her out. His name has to go on the birth certificate. Does he just leave? Does he just walk out when he sees her?
we
Does he?
live no, because she there for a little while. There for a little while, because he's dark complected, so she was pretty fair skinned.
Hmm.
Okay. About 6 months old is when it forever changed my life. The truth had started coming out. And at that point, I had had a house. We were in Amarillo. I had had a house. We were happy-go-lucky and oh, let's try to work this out again. Um, the night so happened that I told him the truth and he just exploded. He just exploded. Started, and I'm about to started calling me a 11 whore, F you never. Started calling her a baby. And she was 6 months old. And he started attacking me. And I tried to get out our back door first. And he pushed it with his rear end while he's steadily punching me. And then I shoot for the front door. And I have the baby curdled in my hand, like my arms like this, as he's pulling my hair with one hand. And I'm trying to struggle with the door open and the handle, try to get the handle one hand, with my foot to try to push it open, get a little grip so I could try to pull it this way. He has a hold of my hair. With his fist, he's steadily pounding, steadily calling me names. But I heard it that repeatedly, over and over and over again. He pushes the door with his rear hand as he's pushing still steadily. I was able to and he closed my hand in the door. I was able to pull my hand out of the door, broke loose, and I got out the back door. That's when I should have woke up. That's when he caught his first domestic violence case. His
You
first
call
one.
you call the police.
I called the police finally.
But this wasn't the first time he actually abused you.
It was the first time I called.
It was the first time you called.
And at that point, they said, he had said she doesn't want to press charges. And the officer said, it's not up to her this time. You have no choice. It's not up to her.
Were you gonna not press charges even though you called?
At that point, he was trying to just tell them she
Hmm.
doesn't want to.
Hmm.
At that point, because see my finger,
Hmm.
okay, 13 stitches from here to here,
Because of the door.
busted my finger wide open. Thankfully, I was in the ambulance with the baby. And that's when it began. And my life, honest to gosh, forever changed that night. Didn't know it now, or didn't know it then, but I know it now. I really, I reflect now, and I wish I could just jump back in time and grab myself out of those so very naive, vulnerable, what were you thinking moments. I just, and I stop and like now, I appreciate you reaching out. The question, what were you thinking? Why? So many of us don't stop and reflect. We just become numb and move on. And that's a lot of the healing process too. You got to talk about it before you can heal about it. And guess what you talking about it's going to do? It's going to help so many of those that were in my situation. The what was I thinking? Hello, what are you thinking? Get out now. Save yourself. Save your kids. It just, it forever changed. And that's where it just, he did that much damage, and I just allowed him to do so much more. Thankfully, at that point, he had a restraining order because of his first felony domestic violence. And so we were able to adjust a little bit. And I thought I had healed. I truly thought I had let go. And I just, that's what I get for thinking. You can't heal until you heal yourself, mentally and physically. Mentally makes all the difference in the world. You can wear a pretty face and say, yeah, I'm healed. But are you truly healed? Have you healed within? What are you still thinking? What are you still feeling? Have you let it go completely? Letting go is a lot of it too. You can't heal until you let go.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't heal until I let him go.
Yeah.
I allowed him to control my thoughts, me, my everything for so many years. And it just destroyed my family. When all this time I thought I was keeping my family together. And I just, I want to help. I want to heal. I want to make that difference. I need to make that difference within me. I, it's been amazing. The journey you reflect and you see what you overcome.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes so inspirational within. It truly, I can sit and now I look back, even talking about me now. What was I thinking? what was I thinking? I was too wrapped up in him.
Yes.
And he knew all the right things to say and just how naive I was and how vulnerable I was. I allowed him to do that. And he began to break me one by one. And still to this day, you just learn to let go. And like I said, through the years, it just, at that point, I moved to Lubbock and began doing my own thing. Just kind of didn't worry about. You learn that having a relationship isn't the important part. Rebuilding you is the important part. And that's where I began. And that's where we moved and got out of Amarillo and came to Lubbock. And it just didn't stop there because I just felt vulnerable again.
Okay, hold on. Hold on, Colleen. So you go to the ambulance, you go to the hospital, they take him to jail. At this point, that's y'all are 10 years in the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you get out of the hospital. Did you say y'all were married for 25 years? So there's 15 more years of abuse.
I can't say a complete 15 years because because we separated. I left, yeah, no, because we technically separated in 18 and we didn't divorce until 2024.
So this last separation in 2018, there was no going back and forth. Y'all were separated. And then he finally finally gives in and it's like, yeah, well, I'll just sign the divorce papers.
Because of his new girlfriend.
Who is your ex-best friend? How does this even happen? Because I can tell you how my best friends felt, and they knew, but they didn't know what was going on because I wasn't
She
telling them.
knew everything.
And you were telling her.
She knew everything.
And she was just there listening and, girl, you need to get out of there. You don't
Let's
deserve
go
this. You
have a
deserve.
drink. Let's go to the bar. Yeah, you need to date this. Yeah, we double dated on a few dates and everything. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then in 2024, he's like, yeah, you can have this divorce. And were you and her, did y'all stop being friends before the divorce?
Because and he's the type, and this is where I now know, because we had started in 2016 before we was our final, that was the final straw. He had caught his third domestic violence charge.
You called the police.
Again, at that point, because again, once you call once, you don't have a choice not to the second time. I mean, as far as yes, I didn't call the police, somebody else did. And as far as filing the charges,
Yeah.
that wasn't up to me.
So what happened? Because I'm still at a loss as to how y'all go through this whole thing. He hates he hates you and your daughter. You go to the hospital, you come back. How does he come back around? Like, is he because in my mind, if you hate me and you hate her, I'm gonna see you treat her differently than you treat the other three children.
At that point, he was, she became his favorite because of what he had done. She had become,
Explain.
oh, that's my girly girl. Girly girl was his nickname for her. She got anything and everything she wanted. Anything and everything.
Because he sent you to the hospital?
I don't know why.
He just flipped the switch and was all of a
Just
sudden
flip the switch. Yes.
fine that he was raising somebody else's black baby.
Yes. And my daughter's biological dad really didn't have much to do with her. Now, I didn't keep anything, and that was with me. When we would separate, um, yeah, because of I have to have visitation, I wouldn't reach out to him. Now, with the baby, I call her the baby. The baby's dad, because there was never any anger between him and I always kept him updated. He
Mm-hmm.
always knew everything, recent pictures, things like that. He, when we were able to, he'd have visits with her. I have a few pictures with her visiting with her dad, and she's got a sister and a brother she knows about from him. So it's not been a secret and it's not been an ugly thing, but it's just not been a father-daughter relationship thing.
Right.
He's had more of a father-daughter relationship with my ex-husband. And he's had more of a relationship with her than he did with his own kids.
That's wild.
And it's still to this day.
So he flips the switch with her, but he's still treating you like trash.
Yes.
And you said you'd call the police twice. So what happened the second time that you actually reported it?
He just started choking me
Why?
because I can't quite remember. It was one of those F you, F and whore. If you're not going to do this, you're going to do that. And you're not going to do this. And it was the whole sexual thing.
So
Oh,
he was trying to have sex with you and he wanted you to do some things that you were very uncomfortable doing. You either expressed this discomfort or you were hesitant in doing it. And because you wouldn't do it, he starts choking.
yeah.
Then you call the police.
Yes.
Is this another felony charge?
He
They
has
take him
three,
away.
he has three felony domestic violence charges.
So how is he not in jail? I thought if you get three felonies, you're automatically like you ain't getting out.
Three strikes, you're out. And
Because if he did this to someone who wasn't his wife, he would be in jail right now. So so my deductive reasoning is saying felony domestic violence isn't the same as felony.
and at that point, you as a woman, you struggle within, who can I trust?
Who
Who can
can
I? Who can I turn to? I have nobody. Yeah. And then it's one of those I would hear, well, you put yourself in that situation. And then it's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, you're right. After all those years, you're right. I did put myself in that situation. You're right.
So they show up, they charge him with another felony. You don't have the option to not press charges, but they don't hold it in the same regard as a felony. He gets out of jail again. Does he
And,
just getting bonded out? Is he just getting released? Like, how is this even
oh,
happening?
his mommy bonded him out.
His mom, who is in a different part of Texas.
No, she's here. She was the one that liked to call CPS on us.
On y'all or on you?
Me.
Why was she calling Child Protective Services on you?
Anytime anything happened, oh, you wench, guess what? She'd pick up the phone and call CPS.
Anytime
Guaranteed.
her son would abuse you, she would call CPS.
Anytime, well, we were fighting again.
Anytime her son would abuse you, she would call CPS on you. Did they ever take y'all's children?
One time.
How long did they keep them away from you?
My oldest daughter from my first marriage went and lived with her dad, and because of the abuse, she chose not to come home. And I got the kids back, not even, I had to go through the whole parenting classes. I didn't have any issues with drugs or that wasn't it. No, no. I had to just the whole parenting, show them, oh yes, you are a good parent. The whole flip through their hoops, and I got them back. I did.
So now, at this time, your oldest daughter is living with her dad, and you now have your two sons and your daughter.
My two daughters and my
Your
son.
two daughters and your son, because the other
Yes,
son was his.
yes.
But then he abuses you again, the third time. So what happens this time? And am I imagining that these are years apart? Like the times that you're calling the police, are they years apart?
And that could be the why.
Can't be. Because a felony, man, y'all, I need to see. Now I got to start learning laws. It can't be. Because a felony stays on your record for more than, if I'm not mistaken, at minimum 7 years.
I thought so.
And this isn't a 7 year, 7 year, 7 year period between the times that you've called on him.
And it just, and in the meantime, my second oldest daughter gets pregnant at
How
the
old
age
is
of
she?
16.
Same age as her dad when he had his first child. Was this an outlet, a rebellion, just not having the guidance that she needed, not having anyone to talk to? Just what do you think it was?
Her and I were, she was my mini me.
Hmm.
She was my mini me. Um, I know now, didn't know then. It was her way of speaking out of all the damage that had been done.
Mm.
She was young like me. Yeah, I waited a few years. She was young like me, trying to find that complete happiness.
Yeah.
trying to find that happy home.
Bless her heart. So now you're raising 3 kids and a grandchild, and you're still being abused.
And at that point, this was 2017.
Hmm.
I figured enough was enough. And I left, packed up, and left the state.
With your 3 kids and your grandchild.
Yes.
And y'all moved were y'all in Washington or Texas at this time?
We were in Texas,
So where did y'all move to?
California,
California.
back home. I wanted to fulfill my dream. Figured my kids are old enough. I wanted to go back to school.
Mm-hmm.
My dream was to always walk the same stage that my daddy did. I saw how hard he fought, what he went through with my mama, his illnesses, to graduate with 3 degrees
Mm-hmm.
at Butte College. Yeah, they were associate degrees, but guess what? They were degrees he earned.
Mm-hmm.
Through all his health issues, all the
Mm-hmm.
years, he fought, he raised his family, all while fighting. And guess what he did? He graduated. And I would go to school with my daddy. He was at telecommunications. And when they would do productions for BCTV, I'd help run the cable cords and I'd help do the cameras and set up the crew and sit while they were doing broadcasts. And that was my out. It was a different life at that college. I didn't know it now. I didn't know it then, but I know it now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what saved my dad. That's what was going to save me. And I went back. I did some deep therapy, and through the few years, and I had a fantastic, phenomenal counselor. Phenomenal. She helped me open my eyes to a lot. Even speaking about it now, I think, what was I thinking?
Mm-hmm.
What on God's green earth was I thinking? I destroyed so many lives when I thought I was saving them. I want to help so that don't happen again. When all this happened and all this occurred, I don't know why I continued to allow it to happen. I the want to please, the want to make him happy. I am good enough for somebody, please. But guess who I was feeling all along? Not just him, but myself, most importantly. And I'm gonna just, here's where I have strength because in 2000, I graduated with my associate's degree, paralegal studies and social and behavioral studies. Because you know why?
Yeah.
My journey led me in a different path. I, again, my mental state wasn't where it needed to be then. My emotional state was nowhere near where it needed to be. I wish I had somebody then. I truly do. And my strength through it all, just when you think you can't do it,
Mhm.
you can do it. You find yourself. And the ironic thing is that I was so upset because I wasn't going to be able to walk the same stage my daddy did because it was during COVID.
Mm.
And and that's where I found myself. I see that I matured because I cried forever. I'm not, and I was angry. Why did I do this? I did it for nothing. I failed at what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But that's where I saw myself maturing because I did the reflection
Mhm.
that I didn't do so many years ago. And I was able to think, but guess what? I am walking the same stage with my daddy. I get to fly with him above as he carries me across the stage because I had to do it virtually. So, no, I didn't get to, thankfully, physically again.
Mhm.
I'm glad it wasn't. And it was just ironic. I got to do it virtually. So, yes, I did get to walk the same stage with my daddy.
Congratulations.
And that's why that very last picture that I sent you with the hands,
Mhm.
that's why that one's so important. Because
Mhm.
just, again, it doesn't have to be your way.
It doesn't.
Stop and rethink.
Yes.
Just because it doesn't happen then, at that time, all things happen for a reason.
Mhm.
And I truly feel that now I, I see it now. And with everything that I've gone through, um, I, I'm thankful that I've gained the strength so much because it helps me get through today.
Yeah.
Because I now suffer from seizures
Wow.
because of the abuse
The trauma to your
from him
head.
hitting my. And that's why here my smile is broken, but I'm not. I'm not broken. I may be a little weak, but my strength within that I've built through all along all these years, I'm still able to still get up off the ground, still smile with my head held high because I was able to build myself and find myself again.
Mm.
Just when you think it's not possible, I know now it is. It may be beating then. It may be so hard then. Now, but there is hope. There's healing. There's mending. All things are possible through the Lord above.
Amen.
And it may not seem like that while you're going through it. What doesn't kill us only makes us stronger. And I think that's why I'm the biggest beast now.
Mm.
I
Mm.
truly, and hear me roar. Well, I give you a big hug. That's honestly, truly how I am.
Yeah.
I I wish things were different. I truly do. And I even now, I even still to this day, my ex-husband's fighting me for custody because of my seizures, because of everything. And I've just come to. It kills me because he has her, and at first he had a restraining order against me. Yeah, it's, they denied it, and it, because she was here with him when my episode started. And at that point, I didn't know what was going on.
Hmm.
And everybody thought I was an alcoholic. Because, yeah, when you're sitting here walking, not knowing what's going on, next thing you know, you're landing face first on the ground. What do you do? I didn't know what was going on. I'd had the greatest moment of my life just happen. She had come to Texas for a summer vacation, 2023.
Your daughter,
I'm not coming back. I'm not sending her back. Nope.
because of your seizure, and they thought you were alcoholic.
So I moved out here. I came back from California, came back here, and I had the perfect job. I was working from home for California EDD, processing unemployment checks during COVID. And guess what? I'm staying in a motel room, waiting for my house to get ready and everything, find a place. I wake up in a jail cell.
What?
I wake up in a jail cell. I had gotten arrested for public intox at Golden Corral.
And you were having a seizure the whole time.
With my seizures, they're calling them silent seizures because the pressure from the back of my head is pushing pressure diagonally to the upper left side of my head. And then when it first started happening, the doctors weren't sure. And in the meantime, I moved from California to Texas. And Texas isn't a friendly state to help people with insurance or anything.
Hmm.
No, let alone anything else. So I'm fighting to get coverage, to get my medication, get my medical records transferred up here. And in the meantime, yes, I get arrested at Golden Corral for public intox.
Do they drop the charges though once they realize what's
It's not a matter of them dropping the charges, it's still a matter of on my record.
so it's still on your record?
They may have dropped them, but it still shows I had been arrested. Yes, charges dropped, but any arrests that show up, yes. My arrest record shows it. Now my charges don't. My arrest record, yes. So now in the meantime, I get my home, get all that taken care of, and I get my court papers for my daughter and go over to try to get my daughter. Call Lubbock Police Department. The officer says, hold on, wait a minute. I have to call my sergeant to see what to do with these orders. They then get on the phone with the sergeant. The sergeant says, well, call biological dad. See what the biological dad says. Mind you, I had full, complete custody of my daughter. And because biological dad said, not knowing what the heck was going on, didn't know where she was, anything. So because biological dad said, oh yeah, she can stay the night, that allowed her to stay. And in turn, he then turned around and filed a restraining order against me.
The same man who has 3 felony domestic violence charges on record is now successfully
Fighting.
successfully filing a restraining order against you.
And it's only because he was able to gain help with an attorney through the same place that I had gotten help with when we had done our original court orders when he had that charge back in 2016. Legal aid is helping him with the court appointed attorney or a legal attorney, free attorney. And I have no way of getting any help for me. So, yes, he is successfully right now.
All because you're having seizures that look like public intoxication that are a result of the abuse that he gave, that he,
And because of the fact that for the longest time, when my youngest daughter and I were in California, it was just her and I.
yeah.
There was nobody, nobody. We had it, well, I can't say we. She had it made.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want, need, or desire for anything. We lived with my brother and his girlfriend. We had a great time for quite a few years, living it up, having a, I found me again. Woohoo! Woke up to a new me just for this to happen. She had decided, now she was real close with her siblings. And again, because there wasn't really anything she had wanted, I wasn't a mean mama. She wanted to come for summer vacation to see her brothers and her sister, or her brother and her sister, and visit with her dad. And it was hard because, like I said, for the longest time, it was her and I.
Mm-hmm.
But while we were out in California, for the longest time, she was the only one picking me up off the ground. 11, 12, and 13 years old, picking your mama up off the ground. What are you gonna think? 11, 12, and 13, would you want to do that? When somebody asks you what's wrong with your mama, I don't know, she just fell. I had to pick her up. What are they gonna think? And now that's been my biggest life lesson. My biggest life lesson right now. If I would have woke up and smelled the coffee a whole long time ago, I wouldn't be going through what I'm going through today. But here's where the within. My now 16-year-old daughter, she's of age here, technically in the state of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And I I look at it this way. This is where this is where I need to wake up. I needed to wake up a long time ago. She's where the rest of my kids were. But now the healthier me to see. Now. And it's not too late to fight. Where with them, my other kids, I was too busy trying to fight for myself, for what I should have fixed a long time ago. And again, I'm in this court battle alone. I have no representation, none. And I I look at it this way. I got where I am today because I was able to heal within. And regardless, it's this fight for my daughter is all over. Where's she gonna live?
The same daughter that's not biologically his.
Yes, ma'am. But this is where the issue lies because it has been court ordered that she determines now when we visit, okay?
Mhm.
Well, he now has stated to her because she resides with him, she has to ask him permission to go anywhere. Even if it's visits with me and her, if she's going somewhere out of the house now, she has to ask him permission, whether it's with me or not. So he's back to that controlling
Yes,
now her and I.
but all just to control you.
Yep.
That's crazy.
And he's destroying her now. And I look and I think she's smart enough to know better.
Mhm.
And I sit and I think, yeah, I was smart enough to know better
Mm.
back then, but was too naive to care. And I can say, yeah, this is a struggle. Um, but ultimately, my voice will be heard.
Yes.
And I know the old me would have gone nine kinds of sideways by now. But the new me, the wiser,
Right.
smarter me, I now know better. And you can't change what's happened. You can only change now for tomorrow.
Mm.
And I've
That's
learned
good.
that.
That's good. That's good.
And every given day is a blessed day.
Amen. That's my catchphrase. It's a great day to be alive.
And that's where I'm so thankful. I just wished I had a voice. Just a ear. I, it's not a matter of you go through thinking, but nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to listen. Nobody's
Mhm.
going to even want to talk. So you
Yeah.
keep yourself quiet.
Yeah.
And being quiet about it ain't going to help. It's just
Mhm.
going to make things worse. And you learn through time that, you know, all things better with age. And that can be both ways, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah, I looked at it too this way. All things get better with age, but also too, I taught him that I was allowing him to become a better abuser to me
Yeah.
through the years, where I should have gotten out. So I waited too long, did too much damage.
One thing that I learned from my experience and just seeing with all of the conversations, and I want to share this for whoever's listening because I say it often, I think, but we hold on to the hope that something's going to change for the better. And because of the fear of what is out there that we don't know or we don't think we can survive, we have convinced ourselves that we can survive this abuse because up until that point, you have continued to survive, but you don't know what's on the outside. And the reality is, you can delay the leave as long as you want, but eventually you're either going to die or you're going to leave. And if you're blessed enough to have the opportunity to leave, you leave now, because eventually you will leave. And you can save yourself and your family and your friends a whole lot of trauma, a whole lot of hurt. And that's what I hope that this conversation that we had today, Colleen, that's what I hope that our listeners get from this, is that at the end of the day, you still ended up leaving for good. It just took 18 years. 18 years of damage to you, to your family, the family that you love, the family that you wanted, the family that you desired. It took 18 years of damage. And there's no judgment. There's no shame to be, there's no blame to be placed. There's no guilt to be thrown at you. It just goes to show that the eventual leave is going to show up. So it might as well show up now. You might as well walk out now.
Save yourself before it's too late.
Right.
Before it doesn't get better until you leave, it's just going to get worse.
Right.
It's just going to get worse. I waited too long, did too much damage. Don't believe in anything but yourself with it. And I held on to all that false hope,
Yes.
that false reality.
It's not real.
It's not. And it just took too long. And I should have listened within. And it's just when, don't ever stop and think, but you can't. I can't do this. It's not going to happen. That I'm not good enough. I promise you are good enough. You got to believe. And you'll feel even better. I know I'm good
Yes.
enough now. I know. I didn't know then. I know now. Because I didn't find myself until it was too late. And I just want to be there for somebody else.
And you are.
I just save you.
Yes.
And you'll be so much better.
Everything else will fall in place.
Amen. It's phenomenal now. I'm so blessed beyond now. I couldn't ask. Yeah, I wished I could. Things would be better, but all things will happen in time.
Amen.
It will. And that's including healing. That's including, I guarantee you, the minute you put an end to it, will be your first full breath you'll be able to take.
Oh my gosh, yes.
The first inhale
Oh
will be the best.
my goodness.
And it will be your biggest strength to keep going forward.
And it only gets better.
Amen.
My big sis, Colleen. Girl, I told y'all I didn't know how much security and pads y'all needed today, but y'all needed them. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing to use your learned lessons in the hopes of saving who knows how many people, just by being able to hear your experiences and what you've been through and what you're going through and how you're overcoming and continuing to grow and continuing to heal and continuing to allow your presence to fulfill your purpose. thank you for just sharing your love and your
Thank
light.
you. Thank you. You know, I have a hat on today. I thought, no, I'll wear my faith in my, because I had to hide this here. I have a black eye here, and I have a bruise here from one of my episodes. I had to have 7 stitches.
Oh my
I'm
God.
healed now. And that's my strength because you know what? I can still walk.
Amen.
I'm healed. That may have been the bad part. But guess what? I can still reflect. I'm
Yes.
still healed. It's gone away. And I can still look in the mirror and say, you know what? I did it. You're not getting the best of me.
Amen.
I fought it and I'm here and I'm still standing strong with my chin held high.
Amen.
Truly, honestly, because I got out when I needed to, finally. Not when I needed to, when I finally should have.
Yeah.
Needed to a long time ago, but I felt it was time. But the beating was already done. The damage was already done. Far too long.
I just want to say, keep showing up. Keep sharing your love, keep shining your light, keep being a presence, keep being a force to be reckoned with, keep being an example of strength and courage and endurance and self-love, value and worth.
So important.
Keep doing what you're doing and you're going to keep growing. You're going to keep having an impact on this world and so many lives. So that's all I got. That is all I got. Excuse me. This has, oh my gosh. Colleen, this has been the last episode of season 1 of
It's
the
been
Can Be
amazing.
Broken podcast.
It's been amazing.
It has been amazing.
I truly thank you for being such an inspiration to those of us.
Wow, thank you.
Seriously, you don't know what it meant. It truly, I thought, wow, this is so amazing. There is somebody out there, truly, honestly. There's finally somebody out there that's
Wow.
gonna listen in here. And we're gonna get a train going. Everybody's and you'll see it's gonna make a big difference.
Girl, don't you have me crying on this last episode? I'm not doing it with you.
It truly has been phenomenal.
Thank you.
Thank
Wow.
you. Thank you. You mean the world to those of us. Seriously, I thank you.
Y'all would mean the world to me.
I needed you then. I need you now, just like everybody else. Thank you for being our voice.
It's
Thank
honestly my
you.
privilege. Honestly, my
Thank
privilege.
you.
Well,
Thank
y'all, as we bring 2025 to a close, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in, for showing up every single week, for allowing us to have this freedom in this space to share our stories without shame, fear, guilt, or judgment so that we can collectively educate and empower and encourage others. I hope that y'all have an amazing rest of your 2025.
Amen.
We're going to
Amen.
kick it off strong and powerful in 2026. But in the meantime, in between time, as I always say, we are gone. Pew, 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 pew. Confetti, 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 confetti.